Mabuhay, Kamusika, welcome. How are you? This is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. Attracting your Filipina wife with your profile. A lot of you men have, like myself, been on dating sites and you always have to fill out a profile. Probably there's always individual categories, but then there's usually a blank space where you just have to kind of say whatever you want to say about yourself. So that's what I mean by profile, is that part where you describe yourself to them. And so I'm going to try to give you some tips for a good profile. There are things to do and things not to do. One thing is, write a decent amount of information, but try not to write a book. Instead, make your words count, because there comes a point where if you write too much, they're not even going to get through it, because they'll just start dreading how long it would take, even though it might only take a few minutes. Probably they're not going to even read it, or that might give them the impression that you talk too much, or something like that, or they might think that you're into yourself too much. And that may not be true, but to avoid that, just try to write a average, normal, not too little, not too long amount of stuff about yourself, and make your words count. Describe a little bit about yourself, like your hobbies and your interests, but most importantly, I think, write about what marriage will be like being married to you. These women want a husband and probably don't even want to take a long time to find him. So kind of what you bring to the table, how you can make her life better, write about the things that you need. I was very, I wish I could just show you my profile, but it's lost. And believe me, I've tried to find it because I'd like to use it as an example. But basically what I did was I said, I need a woman for companionship. I need the intimacy. I didn't use the word sex. I used the word intimacy because, that's clear what that means. And I needed companionship. I needed touch. I wanted to go through life hand in hand with somebody. I'm not a lone wolf McQuaid. I want somebody to live my life with. That's the way life is lived best. So maybe it was vulnerable. I don't know. I just consider it honest and truthful. That's what I said. And, I got a lot of good comments on my profile. Maybe the women weren't used to seeing that. And so maybe my profile stood out, and I want your profile to stand out too, because if they can't get past your profile, then you're not going to have a chance with them. But a nice profile that's encouraging to them, hey, this is the type of guy I'm looking for. This guy can take care of me. He's concerned about me. He's responsible. He's mature. He leads me to believe he can be faithful. Well, I think I'm going to send this guy a chat request, or I think I'm going to wink at this guy, and that's what will happen. So I didn't think I wrote that many sentences. My wife did, but probably again because a lot of guys don't write about a lot of things. So so that's what you write. Just be realistic. Now, pictures. There are pictures in a profile, and this is where they say a picture tells 1,000 words. So you want to make sure the photos you use are good photos. For example, one of the things I always see here in America, don't ask me how, but when I see guys' profiles, some guy is flexing, pausing, lifting weights. 99.9% of women don't care about that. It doesn't impress them. It doesn't turn them on. They just simply don't care. They know that is not going to make for a good marriage partner. That's not going to pay the bills. That's not going to be someone that's necessarily faithful to them. It doesn't show them anything except that you like to lift weights. And I lifted weights for 30 years. And to be honest with you, I only had one photo on mine, and it wasn't lifting weights, but I was out on the deck with what I usually would work out in, And that was to show them that I want to take care of myself and to give the impression that I was healthy. You want them to see that you're healthy and you might be around a while, but you want the picture to make them think that you're what do they call well, whatever name they call guys that spend all their time in the gym. You don't want to give that impression, but you do want her to think that you're healthy. Another thing is with the pictures, I see pictures of guys where they'll stand in front of a car or they'll stand in front of something that, to a Filipina, that's going to possibly give them the wrong idea, that this guy is loaded. He's got this car, he's probably got another one, he can do this, he's got all this free time now, he's got all this money, and they won't understand how hard and long we have to work here in America to have what we have. I would not put anything in the picture that would make it look like I am more well off than I am. In fact, if I was well off, I still wouldn't put it in there because she doesn't need to know that. I mean, not right away. You don't want her to love you for your body. You don't want her to love you for your money. You want her to love you because she thinks you're a kind, considerate person that will be a faithful partner for her. And so watch out on your photos. Now, your photos should show you doing things that you can do with this woman. One guy had a photo of him grilling. He liked to grill food, and there he was grilling all this food. And Filipinos love food. You know, they love a party, and if you're out there, you're grilling steaks or whatever it is, that's a great picture because that's something you can share with her, something that she already can relate to. And I don't know if it was intentional or if it's just the way it was, but I thought that was genius of him to have a photo of him with that food. But, you know, if you got any hobbies, just show her the hobbies, you know, that this is what I like to do. But if you show her 3 or 4 pictures of your hobbies and there's nothing she can identify with or share with you, then probably you wouldn't want to show those photos because those photos are part of your profile and you don't want to be misleading. Everything in there wants to make her say, this is a guy I can live with and spend time with and he can take care of me because that's what they care about. You know, at least in the Philippines. You are looking for a wife, and they do like to get married quickly. So my approach was in contrast to making a list of traits that you want in a spouse. And that reminds me of a time I saw what a woman put in her profile, and I see guys do this too. So let's be fair. And it was just, hi, here am I, and then it was just diving into a list of one point after another, one aspect of another after another that they wanted in that spouse. The spouse had to be this. They had to be that. They had to do this and do that. And they had to be like this, but not like that. And what a great turnoff. It almost makes me think they're not even serious about finding a partner because their whole profile was about, you know, what they shouldn't do or what they had to be. Absolutely nothing about who they were, what living with them would be like. You know, you don't have to say all your bad things, but be realistic. You know, I'm looking for a wife. I'm a normal person. I want to be a godly person. I want to be a better husband every year than I was the year before. I want to honor God with my life. I'm not perfect, and I have a lot to offer you. I want to take care of you, protect you, provide for you. You know, this is the type of woman that she wants to see. But avoid any negativity, like I just said. You know, don't say they can't do this, they can't do that, and they can't do that. I don't believe that's a valid part of a profile. It should be about the good traits that you have to bring to the table for that wife. It's not being narcissistic when you tell about yourself either. You have to have something for them to go by, and a profile is your chance. Tell her how you think, you know, you can make a good marriage partner for her, because that's what she wants. She doesn't want a friend. She wants a husband. So again, you put some things in your profile, and then just as you're, you can just elaborate on it when you're talking to her, because she's seen your profile, and then just build on this. Yeah, I like to do this, and this is why this is important to me, and so on. And for your photos, dress nicely, no gym photos, doing the squats or the bench press. There's just really no point in that. It's useless. Dress nicely and smile. A lot of photos, the guys are not smiling, and so they're thinking, oh, I'm going to be married to a guy that doesn't smile, or I'm going to be married to a guy that's too serious. So just smile, and that was hard for me growing up because I'm a very serious person. But I do recognize the wisdom in being smiling when you got that picture on that profile. So the more photos you have, the better. Photos of you doing things that are fun that you can share with her. And so what a great experience for you if you're on Christian Filipina or some other Asian dating site. I hope this helps, but your profile is the first step. And you want that profile to be as efficient and proficient as possible so that the women that you are trying to attract will be contacting you, and they will. And then you'll have the hard chore of trying to narrow down your choices. But it's safe to say that my profile attracted my love beyond the sea.